Welcome to the US Foods Menu Profitbuilder Pro online video tutorial series. MPP Online Recipe and Menu Item Pre-Work. This tutorial is one in a series of short videos that will demonstrate the basic concepts of US Foods Menu Profitbuilder Pro website. Before you begin, this short video will walk you through the key steps for completing the pre-work required prior to creating recipes or menu items in MPP. This includes recipe and menu item preparation, creation of non-US foods products, weight to volume conversion, and menu item categories. The MPP pre-work consists of 5 steps. Step 1. Identify your most important recipes and menu items. We recommend starting off with your most popular items first so that you are working on the recipes and menu items where you can benefit most from MPP's analysis. 2. Fill out ingredient worksheets for recipes and menu items. Completing a worksheet helps to identify ingredients that may require additional data and preparation steps. 3. Identify all non-US foods items that need to be created. MPP allows the user to create and use ingredients that are sourced from other vendors. 4. Determine ingredients needing volume measures and set volume units of measure for each. If the recipe uses an ingredient with the volume as its unit of measure, such as cups, pints, tablespoons, etc., it may be necessary to convert the ingredient from a weight-based unit of measure. 5. Create menu item categories. Menu item categories are used to group similar menu items together, such as appetizers, salads, entrees, etc. Step 1. Identify your most important recipes and menu items. Before starting work with MPP, we recommend that you consider the 80-20 principle. This principle is based on the concept that in general, 20% of the items on any menu produce approximately 80% of the revenue. By focusing on these items, you will ensure that your initial work will have the greatest impact. Additional items can be added later as desired. This also lets you learn MPP without having to take on the task of entering all of your recipes and menu items before realizing the benefits of the program. Step 2. Complete worksheets for recipes and menu items. The recipe and menu item worksheets are Microsoft Word documents you can use to list all ingredients and preparation steps. In this example, we will use a recipe worksheet for lasagna, a recipe we will create in another video. First, we will enter the basic recipe information. Start by filling in the recipe description and the remaining header information. Now that the header information is complete, you can begin to add ingredients to the worksheet. Write out the ingredient description, the quantity, and the unit of measure. We will determine the product number and brand as we create this recipe. Continue writing the remaining ingredients in your recipe. Be sure to identify products not purchased from US Foods. Once all ingredients have been entered, we can create the instructions for our recipe. Start by writing the name of the step. Next, write out all of the preparation handling directions to be included in this step. MPP also enables the user to include critical control points or CCPs within a step. We will cover the use of CCPs in a later exercise. Save this completed worksheet for use when we enter the recipe in another tutorial. Step 3. Identify all non-US foods items that need to be created. MPP enables the user to include items purchased from other vendors in the creation and analysis of recipes and menu items. We must first identify these ingredients, then create them in MPP. Returning to our recipe worksheet, we see that the Parmesan cheese is an item sourced from another supplier. Before using it as an ingredient, we must create it as a non-US foods product. To add a non-USF product, begin by clicking on the Menus tab on the home screen. Next, select non-USF products from the left side of the options box that appears. The non-USF product list is displayed. Click on the Add New Product link. The Add Non-US Food Product screen now appears. Enter all pertinent information about the product. Fields marked with a red asterisk are required. When entering invoice price, it is important to indicate if this price is for a full case, or 1 pound of this product. Once all of the product information has been entered, click on the green Save and Close button, or click Save and New to add another non-US Foods product. The non-US Foods product list is displayed again, and we can see the Parmesan cheese has been added. We can now use this ingredient in recipes and menu items. Step 4. Identify all ingredients that use volume units of measure. When preparing recipes and menu items for data entry, the user must understand the importance of the relationship between weight and volume. US Foods products available in the program include case weight, in pounds, ounces and grams. Many US Foods products, however, do not include a corresponding case volume, for example the number of cups in a case. As an example of this weight-to-volume ratio, let's consider ricotta cheese. US Foods sells ricotta in a 20-pound case. However, recipes generally use this cheese by the cup. So, if we want to use MPP to provide the cost of a recipe, we have to know how many cups of cheese are in a 20-pound case. In MPP, every ingredient has its own ingredient unit of measure table for a full case of this product. This table allows the program to calculate how much each measurement of this product costs. It includes slices or portions, weights, which are pounds, ounces, or grams, and volumes, such as gallons, cups, tablespoons, common scoops, and ladles. When we add ricotta cheese to a recipe or menu item in MPP, the ingredient unit of measure automatically populates the weight of the case in pounds, ounces, and grams. This is true for all US Foods products. It's up to us to inform MPP how 20 pounds of this product translates into portions or volumes needed to create the recipe. To do this, weigh a cup of cheese, or find the cup weight on the internet. Using either method, we determined that 1 cup of ricotta cheese weighs 9 ounces. By looking at the ricotta cheese ingredient unit of measure, we see that a 20-pound case equals 320 ounces. So 320 ounces divided by 9 ounces, or the weight of 1 cup, equals 35.5 cups. Therefore our 20-pound case of ricotta has 35.5 cups of cheese. After entering 35.5 cups for ricotta into MPP, all of the volume measurements automatically populate and are usable when entering recipes. Our pre-work will consist of doing this for all ingredients in our demo recipe that use volume as their unit of measure. Because we created our recipe worksheet in advance, we know exactly which ingredients use volume as their unit of measure, and will need to be converted in the same manner. Step 5. Create menu item categories. Menu item categories allow you to group menu items into common groups such as appetizers, entrees, and desserts. You can enter new categories, modify existing categories, and customize the list to match your own operation. The information appears on the menu item categories list, on menu items, and on the menu items list. The menu item categories window provides fields for category details, and for setting target ranges for food costs and gross profits. The food cost and gross profit fields contain default values based on industry standards. However, customers can change these values to suit their unique business goals. To define and add a menu item category, start by clicking on the Menus tab on the usfood.com homepage. Next, select Menu Item Categories from the left side of the options box that appears. The Menu Item Categories screen will appear. Next, click the Add New Menu Item Category link. The data entry form box will appear. Enter the category name you wish to create, followed by a description if desired. The remaining fields allow you to enter the food cost and gross profit thresholds you want to achieve for this category. These fields are pre-populated with industry standard numbers, but can be changed to suit your specific goals. Begin by entering the lowest food cost percentage you consider desirable for this category, followed by the highest. For this example, we will enter 20% and 30%. In our example, we will leave the gross profit dollar thresholds at $2 for low and $8 for high. Once finished, click on the Save and Close button, or the Save and New button to add another category. Once again, the menu item categories list is displayed, and we can see our new appetizers category displayed with its food cost percentage and gross profit dollar thresholds. Once added, menu item categories and details appear with a unique, auto-assigned identification number. To edit a category, click the menu item category ID to open the menu item categories details window. By adding the cost and profit thresholds to a category, you are setting a target range for both food cost percentage, high and low, and gross profit dollars, high and low. Food cost percent and gross profit dollars have color-coded backgrounds that indicate if the item meets, exceeds or falls short of your target. On the menu items list page, as well as most menu item reports, the background for the food cost and gross profit column remain white for items that fall within the target range. If the item falls short of the target range, high food cost, low profit or both, the background will be red. If the item exceeds the target range, low food cost, high profit or both, the background will be green. This enables you, at a glance, to identify which menu items are profitable, and which items gross profit might benefit from lower food cost, or a higher selling price. Congratulations! You have completed the pre-work for creating recipes and menu items in MPP. If you have questions, please contact your US Foods representative.